Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be a bot author recommended replay. It's WickedBot, a bot that I've cast on the channel a few times, as it's very entertaining. It's a bot that plays with bio, which is very unique and cool to see. And taking on WickedBot is Dodo, the project that has been growing a lot lately. And yeah, we'll just see how these two do against each other here, as Dodo is programmed by someone that's had a lot of success with, say, Zozo. But we'll see how well that's going to translate. The Dodo bot is most known for its Nidus mining, so we'll probably get to take a look at some more of that in this game. But I do just want to take... I'm actually going to rewind the replay just right back to the start, just because there was something that caught my eye a little bit. Just the drone split from Dodo. Pretty much perfect there from what I can see. WickedBot, there was just, I'm putting him on the spot here a little bit, there was a little bit of more moving around there. So maybe the worker split for WickedBot could be a little bit more efficient, but maybe I'm totally out to lunch on that. Anyway, we'll speed back up and get to where we were. I just like to look at every part of the bot games from beginning to end. And yeah, I do hope bot authors don't mind when I do really look into how their bots perform. I try and throw in as many compliments as I do criticism, as these bots are all very phenomenal for the most part. They're incredible projects, the programming that has been done in a bot to play a back and forth game of Starcraft 2. My own endeavors of programming Crawler, while very fun, Crawler is miles and miles away from these bots in the sense that they've got so many layers put upon them, and that's where things really get complicated with the programming. We do have a WickedBot going for a nice little bunker at the natural base between the command center and the wall, or the ramp, which I do like, as that could potentially shoot scouting units that run on in there. For now, though, there is just that CC on the way, a second Rax on the way as well, as we get a mule being called on down. Dodo, meanwhile, is going for a Roach Warren. I assume we'll see a lair fairly soon, as it is mining quite a bit of gas, which is costly to the economy. But that's what you got to do if you want to get up roaches and a lair, potentially for a Nidus network, if you do want to go for that Nidus mining. Now, there is Burrow on the way for Dodo. That's an essential, something essential for Zerg bots, as being able to burrow your units and keep them alive is worth their weight in gold. Now, there is that lair on the way. Meanwhile, WickedBot does have a factory going up next. And then there is, yeah, just more Marines being added on in. First, well, Rax is done with the first tech lab, so we can get Stimpack being researched now by WickedBot. As for now, it's looking like a bit of a 2-base from the Terran. This is a 2-1-1 build, just off of 1 gas right now, which is very impressive, because usually these builds are bottlenecked by gas. We may see WickedBot hit that soon, particularly as it does fire up a Marauder here. Marauders, I mean, they cost just a little bit of gas, but when you're on 1 gas, you really can't manage with that. So we do have the starport still on the way, so WickedBot isn't totally bottlenecked or anything by that gas. No reactor building on the factory yet, as it doesn't have enough gas for that. I'm sure we'll see that get remedied sometime soon. There actually is a supply block on WickedBot here as well, and that's a reasonably long supply block, probably around 5 seconds there, which in StarCraft 2 is something that definitely matters. That could have been a result just of whatever logic is used by the bot author when it comes to when is it time to start up a new depot. Maybe there wasn't quite enough minerals there for it to start right when it should, or maybe just that logic should be adjusted so that maybe it builds that depot like one supply sooner or something like that. There is tunneling claws on the way from Dodo presently. No Nidus worm just yet, although the lair is done, so I wouldn't be surprised. There it is. We are going to get the Nidus worm and that Nidus mining soon. I hope the gold base is the first target, or at least one of the golds, and I think that will be the case. So very unique way of programming. And we did have a bit of a bug last game in how that Nidus mining worked. I think it was that the drones got caught out or something, so they kind of just hung out in the Nidus forever, which is not ideal, but it does go to show the difficulties of programming something like this. There is an eBay on the way for WickedBot, so potentially going to get +1 rolling soon. It is rather delayed, that +1, as yeah, it's rather delayed compared to, like, say, the combat shield. So it will be fighting without upgrades, but it's going to have medivacs to support. There is Nidus mining being tagged by Dodo as we do get that first Nidus going up. No drones in there just yet, as Dodo is now focused on the defense and does lose quite a few drones as they get pulled into the fight to help try and buffer for these roaches. The bio of WickedBot is doing quite a good job here, putting out lots of damage. Those roaches kind of just burrowing and unburrowing as time goes on. No scan getting dropped by WickedBot. The Marines without combat shield really are hurting here, and WickedBot does end up just lifting up its units and retreating on out of there. Now it does begin unloading these Marines as they want to get back into the fight. It would be good if they get healed up. Combat shield is done, so they will have much more HP. They're actually going to hop in the car and head on downtown right to Zergville and then just unload, so they may get an award for the most necessary lift up and unload. But it looks like WickedBot is bringing more units in here. It does need to be very careful with these medivacs. They're very high priority targets, and we do see the math changing as the vision changes there for WickedBot, as it's like, oh, unload and fight. No, get on out of there. And that's why it's kind of good to have delays in your bots between actions, because it does sort of help minimize some of that flip-flopping. Now WickedBot does still have 1-1 on the way, which will be a nice timing attack potentially. Meanwhile, a fourth command center, pardon me, is building. It's already got that third up. This bio is looking to poke at Dodo. Now Dodo does have a nice bit of supply. WickedBot, meanwhile, pumping out some Marauders, which is good. This Medivac would probably be best if it just went on home at this point, as it does get softened up quite a bit. And it does begin unloading those units and heading home to hopefully group up with the rest of the army. A few SCVs are trying to heal up this other injured Medivac. The Nidus actually almost gets found by WickedBot as those Medivacs fly right on by there. They do actually see the drones and are going to go for the Nidus. Dodo putting in the tag evacuate, which I'm not sure that's something we've seen before, so maybe it has been upgraded a little bit, as those drones then are just going to be mining at the other gold base, which is very darn cool, showing the effectiveness of that Nidus mining. Now this bio is very overstimmed and fighting incredibly outnumbered, so WickedBot will want to group up its army and get on out of there. Oh, those Medivacs make me nervous. It hasn't lost one yet, but it's really, really making me nervous. The Nidus is mining now. I'm not sure what the maximum throughput is on a Nidus worm, but Dodo really is testing that. And the Zergbot is pushing out now. This bio is quite overstimmed, but in a good defensive position, a very nice concave, as there is also a scan to prevent some of those roaches from burrowing. Yet another scan goes down. We do see quite a few of those roaches being targeted. The bio is wearing thin, though, as WickedBot may be overstimmed a little bit and just can't compete with these numbers of the Zerg. Both of these bots are on 1-1, but Dodo, off its economy, has been able to pump out a lot of roaches and ravagers. This is looking like a bit of a human game, where the human player is trying to hang on with that bio. Now, yeah, these Marines and Marauders are doing what they can, kind of forcing these roaches back. The real pain is in the constant stims that the bio is having to do in order to force this back. There's just not quite enough medivacs here to heal up this army, as I guess a few of them have gone down. 7 in total have actually gone down, so Dodo has done a good job targeting them down. Roaches just like a revolving door, take damage, retreat, heal up, get back in. That's the real power of these bots. WickedBot is producing ghosts now, so it is going to get into some further tech, a scan to kill that roach. It really has been losing a lot of resources in the scans, but that one actually works out quite well. Dodo, meanwhile, is now fighting with the Hydras. There's lots of injured Terran units that could be picked off here. Medivacs really are healing as much as they can. 2-2 is on the way for WickedBot, so if it can hold on, the trades will start to look better and better for the Red Terran. And there is quite a good number of Marauders out, but again, those guys do need to be careful. They are doing a good job picking off those roaches as they step forward. Very nice micro from WickedBot as Dodo is just coming forward, but then constantly retreating. The Blue Zerg does have a very strong economy behind us, but while a strong economy, WickedBot's actually got what I'd say is a very strong economy with 85 SCVs. Ghosts being added into the mix is very cool here, and we are just a few seconds away from getting those 2-2 upgrades done, which is really going to help out WickedBot. There's a nice Medivac count out now. This fight is just constant between these two bots. The Medivacs are being targeted down, which is quite painful. 10 Marines at a time are being produced by WickedBot. +1 is done. There's now going to be +2 armor as well, so this bio has been doing all right. It should be doing better. It's still so nerve-wracking, though, how low on HP a lot of these units are. WickedBot does have a 5th command center landed now, so that economy is going to keep going. The Ghosts doing their thing. Somehow WickedBot is able to keep up this almost non-stop scan. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a Raven in this situation. Time, though, still kind of is on WickedBot's side, as it does have 3-3 upgrades on the way. And, I mean, if it can get to that 3-3, that would be so huge for it. Unfortunately, things do seem to be turning a little for the worst, as SCVs are just borderline for getting drafted into the fight, and they are going to get pulled forward. That may be the buffering WickedBot needs here. Just the Terran hasn't quite been able to out-trade Dodo. It's been taking good trades. The units lost. It's quite close in resources, but WickedBot just hasn't quite been able to hit that big scary number that it needs. It's pumping out, 6 SCVs, which is painful having to replace the ones that it lost, as it did lose a lot. Dodo does go home momentarily, though, and that is a big deal for WickedBot. Really what it needs is time to get out a few production cycles. It is still fighting these roaches, getting out more Medivacs, producing more SCVs. We really do just need to see WickedBot chill for a moment, hunker down, hit like, I don't know, 80 supply, and things will look better. Things will look better in a minute or so once that 3-3 upgrades are done. Hydras are actually just walking by here, seemingly trying to avoid the scan almost, but they're actually doing quite well for themselves. A few Ghosts coming on in. No snipes being dropped yet by them. There definitely is potential for that. Snipe kills off one of those roaches. Another one gets deleted. It does take 2 snipes to kill a roach. And Bio is doing what it can. SCVs repairing the Medivacs, keeping them going. There's 4 Ghosts out now, so the snipe count is increasing. Make that 3 Ghosts as 1 Ghost does die. Now, Dodo is just flooding more and more units at its opponent, and WickedBot does seem to be faltering here, having to rebuild those SCVs, really cut into its unit production, and it does seem that Dodo is going to be able to push on through, pushing up the ramp now. The bunker kind of helping out a little bit on the low ground there, but that Marine pops out, does go down, SCVs being pulled on in, and this is that sad classic case of the ball of Zerg units just being able to sort of hit the Terran hard, and then just not let them get up critical mass, which is needed to take a good fight. I mean, if WickedBot got up just a few more bio units, I think it would have been able to take this game. But in the end, Dodo's just constant attack is able to win out. We do get a very late transition from Dodo. It's just firing up +2 attack now, getting up infestors now. So I'm not sure what the condition was for it to do that. Still, though, a very great game between these two. And, yeah, cool to see that Dodo actually was keep attacking, I can do this. And rightfully so. I mean, it was so darn close that not getting those 2-2 upgrades, say, earlier, could have been the difference between WickedBot stabilizing and not. and it was unable to. So well done. Oh, we did have WickedBot with a few Marines caught in. That square is full, so those Marines, like, it's not like any more are getting put in there, but who knows, maybe 4 Marines would have been all that WickedBot needed in order to stabilize. Like, some of those fights were so close and so drawn out. 4 Marines, maybe then it holds on to 3-3, maybe the trades start looking better and better. I'd honestly like to see this game again with that issue solved. It does go to show the problems of base management in these bot games, and most bot authors do quite a good job, although there is the occasional blip. And we actually do get WickedBot tapping out, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, click that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you do want to support these daily casts, consider becoming a YouTube member. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for tuning on in.